Hello and welcome to the rest of the news. This is Volume 1, Number 1, a day that's finally happened. My name is Dan Earhart, and it's Monday. Every 823 years, there's a month with 5 Mondays, 5 Saturdays, and 5 Sundays. This is it. It's called Money Bags. This month has not happened since the year 1188 and won't happen again until 2834. This month, 5 Mondays, 5 Saturdays, 5 Sundays. Over this past weekend, Orlando, Florida hosted the 100-year Starship Symposium. Scientists at the public event discussing how we might get to other worlds within the next century. There's the possibility that there could be generations born and die on the ship, never to see Earth, never to see the new world. That's just it. They live their lives as placekeepers on board the boat. Applications are not yet being taken. We've heard of peak oil. Here's an interesting new development. There's a concept now called peak fat, which says that people may be plateauing. The global obesity epidemic may be plateauing, and people will now become skinnier. Is somehow tied to the production of oil. That might be nice. Here's more food news. In the first potential case of its kind, there's a company being accused of stealing a vegetable unique to a country for the purpose of making a biotech genetically engineered version of that vegetable. It's called biopiracy. The country is India. The vegetable is eggplant. The company is Monsanto. The crime would be called biopiracy. Here's yet another food story. Food. If you are not yet concerned about climate warming, here's something that could get your attention. Chocolate, coffee, beer, and wine, all said to be declining in production due to a warming world. Chocolate, coffee, beer, and wine. Many people have commented about the seeming lack of coverage of Occupy Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street is the name of the protest going on in what is now called Liberty Square in Manhattan. Protests are pretty generalized about undue Wall Street influence over individuals' lives and the affairs of sovereign nations. Heated up pretty good Saturday afternoon. 700 people were arrested for marching on the Brooklyn Bridge. They did not have a permit. Mayor Bloomberg said it's very easy to get a permit. Many reports that New York City police officers may have goaded the marchers, actually herded them into arrest on the bridge. Marchers say they followed the police, seemed like they were leading the way onto the bridge. About a third of the way, the police officers turned and encircled the marchers with netting and then subsequently arrested them. Sunday's New York Times did carry that story, but only apparently in the regional section. New York Post headlines say the protesters are in for the long haul. Today's New York Times did not mention it's the birthday of Stevie Ray Vaughan, October 3rd, the only guitar player that I know of that's honored with his own statue, being the larger-than-life bronze with cape on Auditorium Shores in Austin. It's now been 21 years since that helicopter accident in Wisconsin. TV shows that came to life on October 3rd, Andy Griffith in 1960, Captain Kangaroo on CBS and Mickey Mouse on ABC, both the same day, 1955, all of those shows. Glorious black and white and monophonic. Hey, Afghanistan had its first rock concert this past weekend on Saturday. South Central is the name of the show. South Central, Afghanistan's first rock concert. Maybe 1,000 people attended. It was kept secret until just 4 or 5 hours before to, cut down on the chance for any kind of bad activity. It seemed like everything went pretty well. No alcohol was served, of course. Music was stopped twice for calls to prayer from nearby mosques. It's said that even the cops got into it. Everybody had a good time. Good time was had by all to the cries of rock and roll will save the world. Also, over this past weekend, China launched the first part of its new space station called Heavenly Palace. What they launched was 8.5 tons, the size of a train car. Oddly, nobody knows why. The launch was accompanied to the strains of America the Beautiful. Interesting. The Italian legal system that's expected with a verdict today for Amanda Knox during the evening Italian time, afternoon American time. Here's the way it works that's so different. There's 2 judges and 6 jurors, and they decide guilt or innocence together. They talk about it every day during the trial. After the trial's over, they can get together over pizza and beer and talk about it. The judges and the jury together. There's no sequestering of the jurors in Italy, and that's the system that will produce today's verdict that many people are looking forward to. I will miss Andy Rooney, and I want to wish a happy birthday to my daughter, Amy, in Los Angeles. If you've got a story, email me, please, for the rest of the news. Email dan@therestofthenews.com. That's 16 characters, 5 words, therestofthenews.com. dan@therestofthenews.com. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back. Thank you very much for listening. Appreciate it. It's day 1. Hey, yeah, I did it. The rest of the news.